She dumped me. No warning, no explanation that made sense. Just ended it, like snapping a branch off a tree and walking away without looking back. We were together for 2 years. I thought she was the one. You know, the one, the girl I'd build a life with, raise kids with, argue about what to watch on Netflix with, get old and cranky with. But apparently I was just phase. And the funny thing is, just a couple of days later, I was incredibly happy. And she? WELL, she regretted everything. But we'll get to that. Let me take you back to when none of this had happened yet, and I still believed in forever. Asterisk, it was a Monday morning. When I met her, I remember it clearly because I was running late. Again, and I spilled coffee on my shirt right before walking into the office. Great first impression, right? She was the new hire. Marketing team, name tag read Emily, but I barely noticed that. I noticed her laugh first. Loud, unfiltered. The kind of laugh that made other people smile, even if they didn't know what. The joke was, she saw me, and instead of looking away awkwardly, like most people do when they catch someone in a mess, she smiled and said, "Rough morning?" I nodded, holding my coffee-stained dignity like it was designer. She laughed again. "Nice to meet you, Ryan. I'm Emily. Want me to distract everyone while you run to the bathroom and fix that?" Don't know why, but I said, "Only if you promise not to forget me." She didn't. Asterisk, we weren't fast, but we were intense. Our first real conversation lasted for hours at a corner booth in a nearly empty diner. We talked about everything's favorite movies, worst heartbreaks, childhood fears, what we wanted out of life. She wanted to travel. I wanted stability. She dreamed. Out loud, I listened, like every word was a song, and maybe that was the first sign we were different. But it didn't matter back then. Differences felt like color, not conflict. Our relationship became a routine in the best way possible. Sunday morning pancakes, Tuesday night trivia, late night walks where we'd pretend we were the only two people. Left in the city, she made me feel like I mattered, not just for what I did or what I had, but for who I was when the world wasn't looking. Asterisk, but routines. They aged at first. The little things didn't bother me. She liked noise. I liked silence. She stayed up late, crashed by 10. She craved attention. I just needed presence. It started with small things. "You don't listen anymore." She'd say, "I'm just tired." I'd reply. We stopped talking like lovers and started talking like coworkers negotiating a budget of emotions. Still, I tried. God, I tried. I took her on surprise dates. I bought her a camera because she once said she missed photography. I listened, even when it felt like I was the only one doing so. But she started drifting. More girls' nights, less texting back, more, "I just need space. Lest I miss you." And then came the final blow. It was a Thursday. I remember because I had just gotten a small promotion, not huge, but I was proud, excited, thinking maybe we could celebrate, maybe we could feel like us again. She answered with a sigh, and then she said it. "I think we should. Break up." Just like that. No fight, no screaming. No tears, I laughed. Not because it was funny, because it didn't make sense. Wait. What? I just... I'm not in love anymore, Ryan. I don't want to pretend. Pretend? Pretend. I was working my ass off to not pretend. To hold us together while she slowly let go, but I didn't beg. I didn't cry. I just said, "Okay," and she blinked. She didn't expect that. Maybe she wanted a scene, drama, proof that she still had power. But I had nothing left to give her. Nothing but silence. She walked out of my life without a single glance back, and for 2 days, I was shattered. 2 days of darkness. No appetite. No sleep. No meaning. But then, something shifted. Something unexpected happened, and that changed everything. Asterisk the first. 2 days after she left felt like being stuck in a room with no windows. I wasn't crying. I wasn't screaming. I was just still. Like my soul was buffering, waiting for the next scene to load, only it never did. I didn't eat, didn't check my phone. I ignored the world like it had ignored me when she walked out. And then, on day 3, something weird happened. I laughed. Not because anything was funny. I laughed because I found her necklace. The spark of sarcasm. And realization begins, it was under my couch cushion, the one she always sat on. Cheap gold chain with a tiny charm that said dream. And in that moment, staring at that tiny piece of metal, I realized she hadn't just walked away from me. She walked away from everything we were building. The foundation, the loyalty, hard days, the good ones, all of it. And for what? More. Freedom? More fun? More validation from people who didn't even know her middle name? Suddenly, the sadness began to shift. It didn't disappear, it transformed into clarity, into this small but powerful voice in my head that whispered, you didn't lose her. She lost you. The first action, reclaiming control, that was the moment. I decided to stop mourning a future that didn't include her. I got out of bed, I showered, I shaved, I looked in the mirror, and for the first time in weeks, I didn't look like a man who'd been left behind. I looked like a man who'd just started a new chapter that night. I made a list, not of things I missed about her. No, a list of all the things I'd put on hold for us. Here's what was on it. Get in shape again. I'd gained 15 pounds during our Netflix and snack era. Reconnect with my old friends, the ones I ghosted when Emily needed me. Pick up the guitar again. It had dust on it. Literal dust. Launch the side project I'd been too scared to finish. Learn to cook something besides pasta and regret. I taped that list to the fridge. It felt like the first brick in rebuilding me. First win, the gym. I started small. Hit the gym the next morning. Was I sore after 5 minutes? Yes. Did my lungs burn like hell? Absolutely. But I showed up again the next day. And the next. And after a week. I felt stronger. Not just in my arms, but in my spine. I started walking taller, sleeping better, thinking clearer. Funny how physical. Strength leaks into emotional resilience. Then came the guys. My friends, the ones I hadn't seen in months, invited me out. At first, I hesitated. What if I ran into her? What if I felt something? But screw it, I went. And I laughed so hard that night my ribs hurt. Real laughter, not the kind you fake for someone else's comfort. I remembered what it felt like to be me, not her boyfriend, not her emotional sponge, just Ryan. Then I opened my laptop. There it was, the app I'd been building for over a year, a creative passion project, something I believed in. I had paused it because we needed more quality time. Irony, right? That night, I stayed up until 3 a.m. working on it, coding, designing, planning. No one to distract me. No passive-aggressive, are you even paying attention to me? Texts just flow, and it felt electric. It had been 8 days. 8 days. And then, out of nowhere, her name lit up my screen. Emily. Hey, just wanted to check in. How are you doing? I stared at it. I didn't respond. Because that message wasn't for me. It was for her ego. She didn't want to know. It's how I was doing. She wanted to know if she still had access to me. She wanted to know if I was still broken. I smiled, tossed my phone on the bed, went back to my guitar. Asterisk. It's been a month, 30 days since she ended things. 30 days since. I cried into a pizza box and convinced myself love was a scam invented by greeting card companies and romantic comedies. And now I'm in the best shape I've been in since college. My side project, gaining traction. People are noticing. I'm playing guitar again. I'm eating better. I'm living, but more importantly, I'm feeling again not just the heavy, aching stuff. I'm feeling the wind on my face when I go for runs. I'm feeling pride when I cross something off that fridge list. I'm feeling moments of peace and silence without anyone needing me to. Feel it, and somewhere out there, she's watching. Signs of her regret start creeping in. It started small. She viewed every one of my stories. liked a few posts, ones she never would have cared about before. Then came the mutual friend messages. Hey, man, Emily asked about you. Said she saw your app got featured. Congrats. Emily was at Sophie's party last weekend? Kept looking around like she expected you to show up. Cute. She left, but suddenly my existence was interesting again. That's when I realized something. ... She didn't think I'd thrive without her. She thought I'd stall, stay stuck, fade instead. I glowed, and here's the kicker. Around this time, I met Ava. No, it wasn't love at first sight. That stuff's for teenagers and bad poetry, but it was something better, real connection. We met at a networking event. She was presenting a pitch, confident, articulate, funny without trying. She caught me staring and said, "You either hate my pitch or want to steal it." I smiled, neither. I just haven't heard someone speak that passionately about composting. Before she laughed. We talked and didn't stop. She didn't know my past, didn't care. She saw who I was now, who I'd become. Not a fixer-upper, not a guy she had to change. Just ... Ryan Hole. Independent, focused. And that's what made her curious. With Ava, there was no pressure to impress, no games, no insecurity, no walking on emotional eggshells. She didn't get jealous if I was busy. She respected my goals. She didn't need constant reassurance. She gave herself that, and I realized ... that thing I once begged Emily for, the emotional safety, the support. Ava gave it freely. Not because I asked, but because that's just who she was. 2 months post-breakup, I'm at my favorite cafe, the one Emily never liked because the chairs were too metal. And I see her. She walks in like she owns the place. Hair curled, sunglasses on, same fake confidence in her step. She spots me, freezes, then walks over. Hey. I look up, calm, composed, not cold, just whole. Hey, I reply. There's silence. The kind where you can hear everything but wish you couldn't. You look good, she says. I smile. Thanks, you too. She sits, uninvited of course. I saw the app launch. That's amazing, I always knew you'd do it. Liar. She never believed in it, said it was a distraction, said it wasn't realistic. But now that it's real, now she's proud. I nod. App's doing well. Thanks. More silence. Then she says it, the line that will echo in my memory forever. I miss you, just like that. 3 words. 1 knife. I take a breath. You miss me. Or you miss what I was when I was breaking myself to keep you happy. She blinks hard. I continue. Because I'm not that guy anymore. And honestly, I'm glad I'm not. The turning point? No revenge, just peace. She leans back. The facade. Cracking. I made a mistake. She whispers. Maybe she did. But that mistake was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because without it, I'd still be trying. To fix something that was never mine to fix. I'd still be playing small, so she could feel big. I stand up. I wish you well, Emily. I really do. But I'm happy now. Genuinely, she nods, holding back tears. Or maybe guilt. Or both. And I walk. Away, not out of spite, not to prove a point, but because that chapter. *****. That day, I didn't just walk away from her. I walked into something better, myself and Ava. She's not the prize I won after the pain. She's just someone who met me when I finally knew what I was worth. 1 year later, it's been a year. 12 months since she left. 12 months since I thought my world had ended, when really it had just begun. And now I wake up to peace. Not just silence, not just calm, but that deep in your bones kind of peace. The kind that doesn't need anyone else's approval. The kind that's earned, fought for, built piece by piece after being shattered. Life. Now, a glimpse into the present. Ava and I, we're not perfect. No relationship is, but it's different. We don't complete each other. We complement each other. We don't need constant fixing. We grow side by side. She knows about Emily. She knows what happened. She's never judged me for it. In fact, she said something once that I'll never forget. You had to lose her, to find you. And that's the version I get to love. That version, the one who learned to set boundaries, the one who stopped chasing. Closure from people who never deserved it. The one who finally realized that love isn't about begging someone to stay. It's about building a life so fulfilling. You're okay even if they don't? What happened to Emily? I won't lie. Sometimes I wonder what Emily's doing now. Not because I want her back. Not even out of bitterness. Just curiosity. Last I heard, she moved to another city, changed jobs. Still chasing something, maybe freedom, maybe someone new to fill the silence. But deep down, she knows. She'll let go of a man who would have loved her endlessly. She'll let go. And I let myself rise, you know? People. Think heartbreak is about loss, but sometimes it's just release. Sometimes it's the universe grabbing you by the collar and whispering, this isn't where you're meant to stay. It hurts. God, it hurts. But on the other side of that pain is you, the real you, the one who forgot how strong he was, the one who kept shrinking too. Fit someone else's idea of love, the one who thought being needed was the same as being wanted. I was that guy. Not anymore. Final flashback, the full circle. Moment, funny thing, a few weeks ago, I found that necklace again, the one with the charm that said dream. For a second, I almost threw it out, but then I smiled and hung it on my rearview mirror, not as a memory of her, but as a reminder of me, of who I used to be, of what I survived, of how far I've come. Because now, I don't just chase dreams, I live them. So yeah. She dumped me, and for a while I thought, that was the worst thing that ever happened to me. But just a couple of days later, something started shifting, and not long after that, I was incredibly happy, and she regretted it. The thing is, I don't. Not anymore, because losing her gave me back everything I'd lost trying to keep her. And that, is the best thing that ever happened to me.